So I'm officially done with the holiday show. I just got back and I'm still catching my breath from my routine. I went last. I did my solo and I'm actually really happy with how it went. I got such amazing feedback. People were telling me that they were like gonna cry and they felt completely moved by it, and that just made me like so happy. I wasn't trying to make people cry necessarily, but I wanted them to be moved by it and inspired, and I wanted it to be very ethereal like I had mentioned before, and I wanted it to be very flowy. And sometimes when you're doing a performance, you let the jitters take over the smoothness of the routine and you start to be a little bit jerky in your movements. And that was my biggest concern. But luckily it didn't affect me that much. I was a little bit nervous, but I was still keeping my cool. It was definitely probably the slowest routine that I've ever done, but slow doesn't mean easy. It just means drawing out your movements more and like milking each movement. Slower drags, more muscle connection. I was thinking like this was my opportunity to do a piece that wasn't so fast and like necessarily club style, and I feel like I accomplished that. So I threw in all the tricks that I wanted to. I originally wanted to do like an eagle at the end, but for the split that I ended my piece on, I realized that if I did eagle, then my armpit would be in the wrong position. My arm would be in front of the pole versus behind the pole. And in order to do the split that I ultimately wanted to end on, I had to be behind. So I sacrificed an eagle and traded that for like a ballerina split instead. And it actually worked out really well. I was able to like fully extend that pose. And then I took that into the split after. I got my hair done, which I'm very happy I did. My friend MJ curled it, and it was just nice not to have to worry about it. The outfit that I picked for my solo was perfect. It's this bodysuit that I got at this like adult store like almost a year ago, but I knew that I would perform in it one day because it was just very special and sparkly. It was definitely a labor to fabric tape it to my body because it's pretty see-through. I only wore pasties, and for the first time ever, I wore a C-string, like I guess it's called C-string thong, that is basically an invisible thong. Like it doesn't have straps on the side, so it has an adhesive on the front and the back, and so you just put it on your like gooch and then whoop, up the back. It worked out really well. I had to fabric tape that as well, so I used like a lot. Fashion tape, not fabric tape. I used a lot of that. If you were in the dressing room with me before my performance, you saw me in the last 10 minutes right up before my performance putting fabric tape pretty much all over my body, because usually I'll test an outfit before I perform, but I did not have time, I swear. I was too busy working on my group's routine, and like I had to teach the day before. This was a routine that I didn't put as much time into, partially because I was sick like for an entire week up to like 2 days before this day. And so I'm just happy that I pulled it off. I practiced removing the robe like in my 4 or so rehearsals, and every time that I took the robe off on the pole, it would look different, but it never failed. I think one time it got caught on my heel, but most of the time it was fine. So I was definitely willing to risk it because it looks really good when you go up the pole and then you take off the robe. That was probably my favorite part about it. And so it actually, like this time that I performed it, I think it was my favorite because as it came off, it made kind of like a swirly pattern. And then I went straight into my flare invert to the spatchcock. So I really liked that part. The spatchcock to the bat wing turned out fine. I executed all the moves that I wanted to. The worst case is when you aren't able to do the things for one reason or another, or you have an outfit slip, and none of that happened. I did my bow and I did some pictures after the show, reconnected with a bunch of people. My favorite part about the holiday show is that I get to see all the people from our studio in one place, and it just makes me so happy because I never get to see everyone all at once. It's like only during the holidays that you get everyone together in one space and you get to see everyone perform and share their unique performance magic and a part of themselves. I wish sometimes that I had family that would come to the show, but unfortunately I don't have a lot of family. My parents are gone, and my sister has a baby and is very busy, and my brother is in San Diego. Not that I would invite my brother to my sexy pole show, but yeah, sometimes I get a little bit sad because I don't have people to really invite. But then when I go, I have all this love from people that take my classes and that I've been polling with for so long, and it feels like I do have a family there. That always makes me feel a lot better. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you like my performance.